Hey guys, it is Brido here, and welcome to episode 11 of our New York Islanders Be a GM series. In today's episode, we have 4 games for you, and on top of that too, that trade I've been talking about the past couple episodes, it happens in this trade, the big one, so we'll go into some analysis on that too. But on top of that, we're going to talk a little bit about this series, just in general. I've been trying to get the episodes out on a regular basis, trying to get it back to normal, back to a more regular pace, and I keep failing, I keep not getting them out quick enough. And what I want to say that I've been saying in, probably a couple of the other series, but if you don't watch them, I want to still reiterate the process and reiterate the information, is I'm getting back into doing my content more on this channel more frequently, so that means there will be more NHL content coming out, so take it for what it is. I will be doing more content. There will be another episode out this week, not next week, not a week after that. I will have another episode this week, and we'll get back to where we are, because a lot of this gameplay right now is from like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I want to get back to present day. I want to get back to what is currently in my head. I want to get back to playing some NHL games too. And with that said, I've talked about a little bit in other episodes, the idea of me getting into a partnership soon. And this is mostly just on, I guess, the Bioshock series I'm doing right now and the FIFA content. The possibility of me getting into a partnership deal will open up the idea for me to do live streams on YouTube. And I'm really excited at that thought, because you know what? I want to get this series going. I want to do more gameplay for it, and I can definitely see it being a lot of fun. Just like every week, maybe at a certain point, I don't know what date, and this is being all hypothetical here, but me and my brother sit down, we play like 4 games. It's a live stream. You guys can check it out. We'll give you guys heads up on that, and then if you're not able to make it for that, it'll be archived. It'll be up on YouTube shortly thereafter. So that's something I want to do to get this series going, because I want to do at least 2 seasons before NHL 13 comes out, or NHL 14 that is. And right now we're on the pace to not be anywhere near close to that. So there'll be that, and then I'm hoping to, on top of that, do maybe just 1 regular episode a week that'll be intertwined around that. But that's something that I'm going to be, working on with my brother, see if he's interested in doing that, because that means that we'll have to play more, and I got to get him interested in doing it too. But if I'm able to get that partnership deal, that is definitely something that I'm going to do on the channel, because I want to get the more content out there, and I think that'll be a cool way to kind of mix up the content. You guys can see some games that are longer pace. You can just skip through the video if you don't want to see that, but if you're interested in seeing the series more in depth, then that's a cool way to check that out. And then we'll have kind of these highlight episodes as I've been doing, maybe a little bit more just the goals, less of the saves and stuff like that. So that is definitely something that I'm going to work towards, and just in general too, with me doing more content on the channel, seriously expect me to get videos up at least once a week, and that'll be my goal. I will make it a priority. If I see it being like 5 days since I did an NHL video, I will make it top priority to get another video out, so that I keep you guys interested, because I know that quite a few guys are NHL fans on my channel, and you subscribe to my content. I want to give you stuff that you want to see, so I will get that out, I promise. And yeah, this will be the time for me to start getting it going, start getting back to the NHL, because I haven't played NHL in weeks right now, and I am aching at the bit to get into it. But I want to get my old content out, because we just, me and my brother, we played through, I don't know, like 20 games in a stretch of maybe 7 days or so. Had a lot of fun doing it, but I wasn't really uploading a lot at the time, so it was just kind of like backlog stuff that I can use now, which is great. I don't have to spend a couple hours to record the gameplay, but I'm completely, disenchanted by it, because I don't remember doing it at all. It's kind of stuff that's like, oh, that's me, I'm the red player, he's the blue player, but I have no recollection or memory about what's going on in these highlights right here, which is why I'm not really touching on them whatsoever. But yeah, this is, I guess, the game here against Washington that we got into an insane shootout. I didn't want to skip any of the shooters, so the first game of this 4-game episode is extremely long. The last 3 are a little bit shorter, and that's just for the purpose of keeping this to a solid length, so I can get it up tonight so you guys can see it if you want. And yeah, so overall, let me know in general if that sounds cool to you, because again, I don't want to do stuff that you guys aren't interested in. One of the big goals I really have going forward, because I'm going to be doing more content on the channel, is being efficient with my content. And what I mean by that is I want to do stuff that people are interested in. I'm doing the Bioshock series right now as like kind of a personal vendetta to get one done like that, because I had the Assassin's Creed series that fell apart on me because my content that I was creating, I had it all done. I finished the game, but at the very beginning of that series, I had issues with the audio, and then it was all just a crazy mess. Didn't get it done. People wanted to see that finished, and no one was really asking for the BioShock Infinite because it's been a long time since I did a walkthrough. But I wanted to do it, wanted to get it done. So the channel is completely inundated with BioShock Infinite stuff, and it's totally cool. You guys aren't watching or whatever, that's fine. But it's my own mission to get that series up and done and show to myself that, hey, I can do this. I can do a long series like that. But usually, in the future, I'm going to be doing very time-efficient stuff where I want to get the basic episodes out that you guys want to see. But with my other time, I don't want to just bore you to death with, you know, the same New York Islanders series all the time, the same Liverpool series all the time. I'm going to be... I'm not 100% sure at this point because I'm throwing around ideas in my noggin, throwing around ideas with some friends. One of the ideas that I have is, I'm not sure if it'll be for new games or old games, but I got some friends that I do a podcast with now on the channel. If you guys see that from time to time, that's something that I want to extend into actually doing like games together, where similar to me and my brother playing and doing a live stream together. He's younger, so he's not gonna be as I don't know what the best word to say. He's not gonna be jumping at the bit to speak. He's gonna be funny because he's a younger guy, right? But still, it's not going to be the same as like having someone at the age that I am with the witty commentary going back and forth. And I'm excited at looking at that for, you know, doing either, you know, sports content with that, or playing like a co-op game together and just having shenanigans going on, or just finding some weird game and sitting down and goofing off playing it. I want to get into some of that stuff where it's more just one-off things, not like a massive long series or anything like that, that focuses on something fun along those lines. And also, if I get better at editing too, maybe some new stuff going on. But besides all that, the sports content is where I make my bread and butter on this channel. And what I mean by bread and butter is most of you guys that are subscribed to the channel are either interested in the FIFA stuff or the NHL stuff. So I'm asking you guys here, what do you want to see from NHL going ahead? Because I want to keep the Islanders series going, but I want to do some, not necessarily one-off stuff, but just kind of things that are interesting to you guys want to see, but aren't like massive series or anything like that. Just like you guys want me to do maybe every once in a while like a versus game where someone challenges me from the YouTube channel or from my PSN that are, you know, just a guy I want to play me, and then I post like a Brido versus somebody episode. Or maybe I could do an, you know, I have the Hut thing going on. I have the Hut series that I started and I didn't really do anything with. And they honestly, the reason why is just because I'm not really a big fan of Hockey Ultimate Team. I get interested, I get going on it, I start doing it a bit, but in the end of it all, I just get bored. I'm just like, I don't want to do this constantly. I know friends that are just love that. They're just like, oh, I gotta open up new packs, gotta do that all the time. For me, after I get through that first little rush of just being totally into it, after that I'm just like, don't really want to do this anymore. The GM series is where it's at for me. And be a pro, no thank you. I'm not a big fan of that either. But something like EA SHL, I don't even really do that at all. But I don't know, just like some maybe one-off online stuff, or if you want to see more of that NHL Moments live stuff, I don't know. There's stuff I can do with NHL that I think would be fun. Really though, it's just a matter of what you guys want to see. So let me know in the comments, and then we can start hashing out maybe what I could do on top of the Islanders. But the big trade I was talking about right there, the trade between the Vancouver Canucks and the New York Islanders, happened in this episode. We got Chris Higgins and we got Jordan Schrader. I made another deal with the Vancouver Canucks, and we sent Wanstrom, Matt Martin, and a third-round pick, I believe, was what we had to send away for that, which was pretty good overall, because the problem was we were having these injuries happening to us, and I was kind of just didn't really want to do anything overall because I wanted to get you guys involved in it, and the series was pretty much dormant at this point. I wasn't really posting that much content, but at the same time too, I was like, we need to pull something big off here just to give us maybe a little bit more of a push, because we were getting beaten down by these injuries game after game, and we were like, he was actually, my brother was just like, we need to make a trade. We cannot just not make a trade here. And he was the one really hashing at me to trying to get me to, you know, pull the trigger on something. So we finally did. And Schrader was just kind of a guy that we could get in extra that wasn't too expensive for us to bring in on top of that. So he's a cool player that we can use, and he can definitely grow in the system. He's a small guy, so he's not really that great on the puck, but he's got the speed that really counts. Higgins, though, a winger that really, actually, in my mind, kind of fits the mold of like a New York Islander. He's an American, and you know, he's a solid player, but he's not an amazing player too. So he's got, that sounds terrible. I'm not saying that Islanders players are bad, but I'm just saying that he seems like a guy that would realistically come to the Islanders and have a good impact on the team, especially with injuries the way they are. He fits real well in that second line of Weiss, kind of that, you know, two-way-ish player that has an impact. Again, 50 points or so is kind of his goal for each season, but he still is able to, you know, play a good defensive game, also get in on the goal categories once in a while, and, you know, playing with Weiss, he'll be able to link up with a former Florida Panther. So there's a cool connection there, and Schrader's just kind of like the guy that can come in, and, you know, if we need him in there, he can play on the wing or in the center position on one of the lower lines. And Matt Martin was a guy that he was playing all right, but it really wasn't my type of player. Really big, bulky, slow guy that did have an impact in some games. We used him in the bottom six, and he was the key piece going the other way, along with Wanstrom, who was the guy that we picked up in the, I believe, FA market, the only guy that we actually signed there. And it was after the fact, so it wasn't going to affect us in any way for signing and trading someone. So that was the mindset behind that, and largely the reason for this going down to, like I said, was the fact that we had so many injuries coming in that we needed to pull the trigger in one way or another. And as I've said before too, if you guys want to see anything, let me know in the comments, because we're still getting back to that point that we are in the backlog right now. We are not actually playing these like a couple days ago. These are 3 or 4 weeks ago. So all this stuff you're watching right now is preset, but besides from this, no other trades have happened, and we're getting closer to where we are currently in the season. And once we get there, I want to compile what you guys are saying, take it into account, and when we go in the trade deadline, maybe make 1 or 2 moves. And something like the trade deadline would be really awesome to do, like in a live stream event, because then in that case, I can have you guys there in the flesh, and, you know, even have you in the chat. It's telling me, hey, you should do this, hey, you shouldn't do that. And that type of stuff too really gets you guys involved in the way that is fun, because then, you know, you guys can see us actually on the trade table trying to make things happen, trying to make moves, and see the failures of it happening as well, but also have the impact to say what you're seeing and tell us if you like it or not. And we're going to wrap this episode here with the Carolina game that goes pretty bad. We had Markstrom in net at first. He gave up a couple bad goals. Then we brought in Nabokov saying, hey, Nabby, you can go in there, you know, do your thing, maybe make a couple saves for us possibly, and then we can score a couple goals, get back in this game, and then like goals like Jokinen scoring right here go in, and then we're just pretty much nail in the coffin type of scenario as we lose this one. And we lost a couple bad ones in this game too, but the good thing that I'll say, and it's a bit of a spoiler, we start turning it around in the next episode, I think. At least I think so. Again, I can't really remember. Everything's all hazy. Regardless, though, that is the end of the episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I said, next episode, episode 12, will be up within the week, not 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. I'll have it up within 7 days, and I'll have more info at that time, too, regarding the live stream stuff. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more NHL content. Cheers.